So Redo a Healer just ended and my god do I have a lot to talk about. I'm recording this 1 week in advance so it can be released on the day of airing, so my knowledge of the last episode is going to be off, but I'm pretty sure I have a good understanding of the show, considering I made 2 videos on this topic already. Links for those videos are in the description, or click that little eye icon in the top right corner right now. But if you haven't caught up with the anime or just found this video, allow me to give you a quick summary. Redo of Healer follows the story of Keyaru, who's on a quest with 3 other people to defeat the Demon Lord. However, what makes this show famous, or infamous if you will, is the foundation on which the story is built on. He is treated like a vile creature, born from the sorrows of 2 decaying quadrupedal organisms created by H.P. Lovecraft tripping on acid due to how his skill worked. His role in the heroes group is to heal the wounds of the other party members. However, every time he healed someone, he will also experience the pain that they had to go through when getting said wound, which causes him to have PTSD followed by passing out. It's really hard to describe his ability, so I'm just gonna throw up the clip from episode 1. After defeating the Demon Lord, we find out that Keyaru's healing skills is kinda broken. It can heal more than just a paper cut. You see, it can also alter memories and change his physical appearance. And then he heals a stupid looking crystal which sends him back in time, and thus he begins to plot his revenge on the people who wronged him. Was that a good summary? Let me know in the comments down below and hit the subscribe button and leave a like on the video if you agree. The journey watching the show was one with many ups and downs. Mainly downs the size of the Mariana Trench and ups the size of the Planck's length, but it was a journey nonetheless. As mentioned before in a previous video about Redo of Healer, there are many things wrong with the show, but the one thing that keeps on bugging me until the very end was the animation. For the most part, the animation throughout the show was okay, but every time there was a sex scene, the areola of some of the characters, mainly flares, has this uncanny valley feel to them. And Keyaru's child face is straight up nightmare feel every time I see him in any clothing that's not meant for a 7th grader. If there's one thing good to say about the show, it's the fact that the outrage each episode caused whenever a Christian boy see premarital sex always brighten my day. Other than that, it feels extremely stale. Best way I can put it in words is by plagiarizing these 2 mal reviews. The first one coming from BONDBERND, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but he gave the anime an overall rating of 7, and this is what he had to say about it. The story is pretty plain and nothing special, but at least it's okay enough for me to stick along with it. I don't expect that much from the revenge stories in this genre. The OP is also alright but doesn't stick out. The MC is at least reasonable and I can understand why he does what he's doing, albeit he's crossing a fine line right there. It's something where you can just lay back and watch without thinking too much about it. The other point I want to bring up is by RIVALXGAMES, who gave it an overall rating of 6. Without the sex, I think it would actually be a great story. I love that you can get a story from a healer point of view instead of a traditional swordsman. Sorry about that, but in the world of isekai and fantasy, being a healer is no more special than being a swordsman. The show probably lost most of the viewers in episode 2. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. However, all in all, I feel like this is what weakens the story and will make it lose its audience. This leads me into the next point. Every step towards his goal is sidetracked by yet another sex scene, which I get, but it gets old fast. Also, there are no nuances with the other characters. You are either objectively good or straight up bad. There is no wiggle room for some character development. Then again, this might be what the author is going for, but it kind of feels like lazy writing. But who knows, my opinions can be totally wrong, so forget everything I just said now. But you all knew this. From my last video to the other videos you watched on this topic, most of you will agree to my statement, but there's always going to be a few exceptions, which hey, I get it. You may like something that other people may not find joy in. So why am I making this video? It's to talk about the future of anime and how Redo of Healer is a catalyst for future shows to be more dark and gory. As it stands, most anime shows fall in the 6 to 7 out of 10 range on the My Anime List rating. All the shows are good in their own way, but forgettable after the end of the series. Like, look at the spring lineup of 2021. I totally forgot that Isekai Mao to Shoken Shoujo no Dare Majistu Omega, did I pronounce that right, was an anime to begin with. Granted, it was released back in 2018, but Attack on Titan was still in our minds long after it finished airing, and it took us 4 years to get a new season. What I'm trying to say is, due to our monkey brain wanting constant stimulus, we're always moving on to the next big thing that fires our neurons. And the shock factor that Redo of Healer brought us has left such an impact on our brain that everyone will remember how horrible this anime was every time they tried to reminisce about the good old days. And it will be in our minds for years to come. Companies noticing this trend will slowly start introducing edgier anime each new season, albeit with less backlash from the Twitter mob. But who knows, people were canceling a slice of life anime all because of a dragon. This is also why I believe World End Harem won't receive that much backlash compared to the last big controversies, that being Goblin Slayer and Redo of Healer. Light novel and manga like Her Majesty's Swarm, and I can't pronounce this, so
復讐を恋願う最強勇者は闇のチャーラで殲滅無双する
but their gruesome nature will be more accepting because of the recent exposure to Redo. I have more to say about this topic, but I'm just going to stop here because guessing what anime will look like in the next 10 years is an interesting topic to cover, and I would like to hear your guys' take on this question, so hit the like button if you want that to be a video. And so, as the video concludes, I have some final thoughts to say before the intro fades in. First off, The Devil is a Part-Timer is getting a second season. It was announced earlier this month, and I haven't seen many people talking about it, so spread the word. It's been 8 years since we got any update. This is one of the first modern isekai, or reverse isekai, that many anime fans were hyped about, and were truly disappointed when we didn't get an update or a season 2, like a few years afterwards, but whatever. It's here now, better late than never. The new spring anime series are coming out in a week or so, as the time of publishing this video. And if you want some suggestions on what to watch this season, here are my top picks and what I'm going to be watching this spring. 86 is one I'm really looking forward to. I saw like the novel of it a few years back. It looked interesting, so kept that in mind. Read some chapters, didn't read all of it, but I think that would be a good show. Ben Estu no Atai, butchered that name, sorry about that. Really good manga, I highly recommend anyone to read this. Check it out if you haven't already. Shadow House is another good one. I can't really recommend this to everyone. I feel like you need to be like a huge fan of the series to fully watch it. Just give it the 3-episode rule and see if you like it or not. I'm not even going to pronounce this next one because I have no idea how to say it, but basically it's this former Yakuza member or some gang member and his wife just going through the day of life and stuff. It's an ONA too, so it's like 12 minutes long or 6 minutes long, I don't know. This show will be good to watch after some like stressful work or some high intensity studying for the math exams, for the MIT finals or whatever. Also, tell me how this video feels. I need more feedback from you viewers on what I did good and what to improve on. And finally, this is like a last minute thing I need to add on because I just watched episode 11 of Redo of Healer at the time of recording this. If you do decide to watch Redo of Healer, you should watch both censored and uncensored versions side by side and put that thing on 2x speed. Amazing. You have to play a spot the difference game every time Keyaru goes to town on a girl. And that's about it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all later.